Did Dostoevsky was a depressed person? I started to read Dostoevsky, Notes from the Underground, and White Nights, but both looked so depressing and sad and I just stopped reading them. All his work is like this? If all his work is like this, why people read so depressing stories? I don't know if he was depressed, but he went to prison in Siberia and had a gambling addiction, the gambler, which may obviously lead to depression. I also know well, he was Russian. I've seen one article about his father having BPD probably. Traumatized and dysfunctional until he made his way out through art for sure. I feel like he was Russian. I honestly think you can't be Russian and not be depressed. I should have been Russian with this chronic depression. You only read happy stories? How monotonous that would be. Dostoevsky is one of the great authors of all times because he can take you into the rabbit hole of the whole spectrum of human feelings. Defining Dostoevsky as just sad or depressed, in your own words, is just an incredibly shallow judgment. You are defining yourself as a reader. I didn't judge! I am just curious about him! Judging someone is to make a statement. I was asking a question! Hello everyone, welcome to a very special episode of @ColeRudy, where instead of anything productive, I sorted by controversial of all time on the Dostoevsky subreddit. You may be baffled, you may be frightened, you may want to look away, but the truth of the matter is, I just know Dostoevsky would love Radiohead. God, I hate this post. Please, for the love of God, don't liken some garbage modern music to one of the greatest writers of all time. No, he would despise the simplicity of it. Are you being facetious? Despite being a long-term fan, I can understand not liking Radiohead, but I would never ascribe simplicity to them. And they go on a 20-minute argument. Come on, man. White knuckling through TBK. I think the Brothers Karamazov is a slog. To quote my roommate, it's a bad book. People never provide any insight into why to keep reading. They just cryptically say, keep reading. Like the meaning of life is hidden in these pages? What's the point of recommending people keep reading a book they hate? People keep recommending I keep pushing through, but every page makes me hate this book more and more because it's not over. What am I missing? What does this book provide that I can't get somewhere else on my limited time on Earth? Just stop reading. Something that really bugged me about the text is that D makes his characters very emotional. Why? I found it annoying. Fyodor cried out. Alyosha cried. I get it. They're emotional. What's the point? You're the type of person that expects fast food in a fine dining restaurant. If you hate it, then let it go. Who is forcing you? I'm worse than that. I think fine dining is a waste of money. Turns into poop in the end. After reading this entire thread, I might suggest you try to grow up a little. The book is never the problem. It's always the reader. Books read you just as movies watch you, and on with all art. Can you please share how you believe I should grow up? Dimitri? Is that you? This person, by the way, is 29. 2 years ago, so now they're 31. That's cool. What do you guys think of this photo of Dostoevsky? Terrible. Specifically, what is terrible about a man wearing a tight vest? Spoilers of Crime and Punishment! Why did Raskolnikov kill in the first place? I've just finished reading Crime and Punishment, and there are still things I haven't absorbed. Did he kill for money? Just to show himself he wasn't afraid? Don't put spoilers in the title. It's hardly a spoiler. Crazy boy Radka. FYI, it's not really a spoiler warning if it's in the title. If I remember correctly, it was left ambiguous whether he actually killed her or not, throughout a fair bit of the book. No, man, it happens in the first 100 pages. We read about him doing it. I need to read it again, clearly. This is awesome. Oh yeah, he did smash that lady's head in. Oh yeah, yeah. Why the Idiot is boring? I just finished the CMP, and I wanted to try the next novel, The Idiot. Bought the David McDuff translation of Penguin Classics, currently on part 1, chapter 12, and it's so boring. I don't get it. Where is going? Just like some random event is happening after the prince arriving? I am having drowsiness while reading it. I am sleeping. Can I read Dostoevsky and be an atheist? I'm actually agnostic, but more inclined to the atheist side. I do digress with some Dostoevsky's points, but also agree on a lot of them, and Crime and Punishment made me rebuild my views and theory of moral ethics. I also think that Dostoevsky writes and explores the human psyche like no other author I've read. Yes, in fact, in his character creation, he tends to have his religious skeptic characters be really smart. Proposition, you can't be an atheist and get Dostoevsky. I am completely unequipped to defend this position competently, and yet I fully stand behind it. Does anybody read their post before they press post? Do you, how many, it is so hard, it's so hard to read this. I can't, like, the sentence structure, it's not working. It's not done. It's not there. I love Dosto, but disagree with his portrayal of atheists. It appears to me, as an atheist, that Dosto portrays atheists as flat characters and in a negative way. As an atheist, though I love Dosto, this gets on my nerves. You're reading an Orthodox Christian's philosophical dialogues. Yep. That might have actually been the most productive conversation yet. Should I read Demons for the plot? What? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Just reread Crime and Punishment. Feel free to ask me about it. Just meant as a discussion starter, really. Feel free to ask my thoughts on characters, themes, or scenes. Was the font size okay? Was about 400 to 500 words per page. Livable. A letter I wrote to a girl. Thought you might enjoy it. Has quite a lot of references to Dostoevsky. Let me know what you think. Dear H, I am truly happy that I got to meet you. Jay always spoke about you and her friends while she was in Basel. It seems like she has got great friends, and I have been able to confirm so. I really thank you for writing me a letter that is truly one of the nicest details someone has ever had with me. You are incredibly kind and really fun. Forgive me if I am too daring with this letter, but I am just an idiot, and everything I learned about beauty and love, I learnt it in 200-year-old books. You have a beauty capable of giving a seizure to the world. A beauty that could leave the world motionless for a couple of seconds. It is your beauty, H, that makes me want to devote my life to God, but also your beauty what stops me. I'm afraid that I said too much and ended up saying nothing. No, you definitely said something, buddy. Hopefully we will meet again someday, but for now on, you will be forever in my prayers, H. The idiot. No, I'd do something like this, for sure. I doubt Dostoevsky would write such a pretentious letter, trying to expose some wit. It would be unbearable to him, and the many references of what beauty is, oh my dear sir, I even blush when other people talk like that. Peace. Dear Raskolnikov, what a great username. I was not trying to expose any wit. I do understand why you could argue it's pretentious, but not at all. Believe me, it came from the bottom of my heart. Regarding the beauty quotes, well, you should see H to understand what I meant. I just hope she liked it, and I am not forgotten in the oblivion. Not going to make fun of you because I was also once young and awkward with ladies. Women do not like letters such as these, likely because they come off as you projecting lofty feelings and ideas onto her rather than engaging with her as an actual flawed human being. McQuaker, did she respond? I live here in the States and, unfortunately, a well-thought, eloquent letter like that would scare most of our ladies. Women in the States prefer a lack of eloquence and standoffishness. Either way, great work. I hope she responded. Da Red Rooster. I'm afraid she didn't respond, but a mutual friend told me she really liked the letter. She's actually from the US, I am not, but I'm afraid that is where our story ends. It was really significant for me as I met her in Basel, where I lived, and where the prince got cured. Well, at least the topless double entendre may give her some hope that you mean business. Not at all. It's 100% platonic, or rather a pure relationship. Oh my god. That's awesome, bro. No, actually, that's awesome. I am very confused. In my copy of Crime and Punishment, near the end of part 2, it says that Katerina Ivanovna was suppressing the cries that were about to burst from her breast. I have not the slightest clue what this means, since you cry from your eyes, not your breasts. Breast is also a word used for the chest in general, especially in older works. Yeah, but you do cry from your chest either. Hello, everyone! It's me, I'm editing this video. And I don't have anything to add, I just wanted to say hi. If you like this style of video,
let me know, and I can make another one or more. Cause so hold on, sorry. Yeah, I got interrupted for a second, but yeah, I could make more videos like this, but also more of the other normal kind of videos are on the way, and I'm working on a secret project that I think you will find quite interesting. Now on to the Underground Man segment.
My honest opinion about Notes from Underground. I don't think this book is relevant at all to the modern day. Isn't the Underground Man just average Redditor? As I listened to the audiobook, I began to realize he was just like me, that he had too much free time in his hands and he didn't have his mind occupied with his family. Don't assume you know anything about the average Redditor, or that an average resistor even exists. I am the Underground Man. How can I change and get out of my state? How can I change from being the Underground Man to, I suppose, normal person and just enjoy this life instead of trying to prove I am smart and start loving things again? This sub is full of 16-year-old cringe lords. Y'all do better. By trying to be Father Zosima. If you haven't read the Brothers Karamazov yet, you'll probably get a good answer in the section of Zosima's biography mentioning the slapping incident. Yeah, I know one thing all Redditors have in common with Elder Zosima. They stink! Odor of corruption reference. Anybody? 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 Hello? What would someone like Andrew Tate think of the Underground Man? I don't think Andrew Tate thinks. What was/is the solution for the Underground Man's problem? Are there any books or a specific book by Dostoevsky regarding the solution? I found some answers, and one of them was he must give up his egoism and replace it with altruism to gain a middle ground in his life. I don't know much about altruism except its basic definition: disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others. Selfless concern for his tormentors does not sound right to me. Look what happened when he revisited his friends. Smerdyakov struck from behind. Context about the gambler? I recently started my first Dostoevsky book, The Gambler, because I am staying to take care of my uncle's house and started looking around his library. I've always been interested in Notes from the Underground and Crime and Punishment were both on my list, but this one seemed cool too, so I tried it out. For now I'm sucked in and it's been great to take in the habit of reading again, but I don't understand how the characters are related at all. They seem to have dinner together and walk in the park, but I don't understand when it came to this. Why do all these characters who live in the same hotel know each other? When did it come to this? Cannot comprehend the hype around The Gambler. Dostoevsky rushed to write it, and it seems like a novel that was definitely written in a rush. It's all over the place. Maybe it's just the translation I have? The translation is just really awkward and even seems like he's not a native English speaker. Here's an example. He was such a one who... Huh? This should be, he is someone who, or he is the kind of person who. That's a very basic grammatical structure to translate. You're stupid. Oh, sorry. I didn't say that. Dostoevsky was wrong. Does anybody here sometimes think Dostoevsky's entire philosophy is a knee-jerk reaction to the modernization of European societies at the time, including the one he's a part of in Russia, thereby losing himself in either exaggerations or black and white portrayals of morality and meaning? Inane simpleton. I've talked to guys who went through severe struggles, and you know what helped them turn it around and live a dignified life? Resources. Money and relationships, romantic and platonic. A meaningful job. Not heavenly bread. No belief in a higher power. Interesting. You've talked to guys. Did you talk to all guys? You didn't talk to me. You didn't talk to my friends. We are partakers of the heavenly bread. And while, yes, earthly bread is required in this mortal existence, it is not everything. I have relied on what you call heavenly bread before relying on the earthly for my entire life. Do you guys hear yourselves? Yo, I know this is not the right subreddit and I'm sorry, but does anyone know the best translation for Nietzsche works? Walter Kaufman. Thank you. Enjoy. I just got his basic writings of his work. Thanks, man. What I'm working on, the Brothers Karamazov. I found something in the Brothers Karamazov. It is significant. I will be creating a piece on it. When I create this, it will be difficult to not see it. I had expected to already have it completed by now, but it is a greater undertaking than I expected. I'm saying this now because it really is significant. I'm not overselling it. My intention is for it to be extremely simple and readable and understandable, not a high-level read. It is certain there will be inconsistencies, but these will be drowned out in the scope of this finding. This sounds a lot like what an average Dostoevsky character would say. That's Intense. Nobody screams, show us your bra. What?
You very quickly learn that this man is very wise. Very, very wise.
And finally, how is Dostoevsky any different? I have read Oscar Wilde, The Picture of Dorian Gray, and reading Sylvia Plath, The Bell Jar. I have heard people saying that Dostoevsky is different somehow. Do you guys mind explaining? Thank you. What? What part do you need me explaining? I see them as very similar, diving deep into human consciousness, but Dostoevsky is said to be different. I wonder why. Well, I would say it's because he's a different author. That might be it.